Let's focus in more on this issue of how we're treating members of the military right now. I'm truly sick of the current president mocking and ridiculing members of the military and just generally not being good to people in the military. The latest is that Trump mocked Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman in his first public appearance since his hospital visit. Specifically, he mocked Vindman for wearing his military uniform. Then he also mocked last week's witness, George Kent, for his bow tie. Take a look at this.
Please go. I don't know him. I don't know, as he says, Lieutenant Colonel. I understand somebody had the misfortune of calling him Mister, and he corrected them. I never saw the man. I understand now he wears his uniform when he goes in. No, I don't know Vindman at all. What I do know is that even he said that the transcript was correct. And if anybody reads the transcripts, I had 2 calls with the president of Ukraine, who, by the way, said there was no pressure whatsoever. There was no anything. They probably think they probably can't even understand what's going on with this country. But Vindman, I watched him for a little while this morning, and I think I'm going to let people make their own determination. But I don't know Vindman. I never heard of him. I don't know any of these people, other than I have seen one or two a couple of times. They're ambassadors. But these are names that are taught, like Taylor, like Kent with the nice bow tie, wonderful bow tie. Maybe I'll get one for myself someday. I don't know who Kent is. I don't know who Taylor is.
This is how you know they're beat. In Trump's case, I don't think he actually has the attention span or the cognitive capacity to sit through, to listen to understand the witnesses, the devastating testimony from people like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman and today from Gordon Sondland. But that's another story. But look at the trend. On substance, Republicans are unable to refute the obvious bad acting of Trump and the people around him with regard to Ukraine. And that will become even more impossible after Gordon Sondland's testimony today. And then we get to Trump, who again is going after members of the military despite claiming that he's all about the troops, attacking the late Senator John McCain because he got captured and tortured, and Trump prefers military heroes who don't get captured. Attacking and fighting with the parents of a soldier who lost his life as an Army captain serving the U.S. military, implying that veterans with PTSD just aren't strong enough, as I mentioned earlier, calling all sorts of generals who have actual knowledge and experience clueless, claiming he knows more than the generals. He knows more than the intelligence community. He knows more than everybody who serves the U.S. in some way, shape, or form, claiming that he's donating money to veterans to get a PR benefit and then not actually donating the money. There's no limit to the sickening buffoonery, but it is so acutely disrespectful to a group that Trump said he would respect. Trump said he would support them. But more importantly, this is a group, forget about Trump for a second, because he'll eventually be gone. This is a group that Republicans in Trump's party claim to respect and support. Where are the Republicans on Trump's constant and persistent disregard and disdain for members of the military, like Lieutenant Colonel Vindman? Why can't they say, hey, you know what? I don't think Trump should be impeached, but there's no evidence that we should be assailing Vindman's character. The attacks on him are not based in any kind of fact, and Donald Trump needs to stop right away. I would like to see them come forward and say that. Now, as far as Vindman's uniform, this is not my area of expertise. I was under the impression that if you're an active military member, if you go to court or government proceedings, like House of Representatives proceedings, you're supposed to wear your uniform. I'm going off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, will gladly correct myself. But that's the impression that I was under. And I truly don't understand where this is even coming from and why not we're hearing pushback. By the way, Trump, criticized Vindman there for correcting Devin Nunes, who called him Mister and said, actually, I go by Lieutenant Colonel. We looked at that video earlier on in the show, and it's extremely enjoyable. I hope that you will check it out because it is it's something else. Devin Nunes getting visibly uncomfortable when he's corrected by Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. But Trump, again, why are you going after members of the military all the time? And really, when you're under impeachment, the focus is what the witnesses were wearing, George Kent's bow tie and Alexander Vindman's military uniform. You know they've lost, or you know they simply don't even understand what's going on when the focus is what the witnesses, the devastating witnesses to Trump's narrative were wearing clothes that Trump found unusual or worth commenting on. These guys are pathetic.